The referees for Algeria's 2 World Cup qualifiers against Cameroon have been announced, and I don't think it's good news. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're discussing the appointments, the officials and refereeing appointments for Cameroon versus Algeria and Algeria versus Cameroon. We are possibly the only continent, football-wise, that has to make such a big deal over who referees each game, because some of the officiating, and we saw this at the AFCON, we saw a game finish in the 85th minute, we saw like 20 yellow cards in one of the Burkina Faso games. It's just ridiculous refereeing. Even in the Arab Cup we saw 17 minutes of added time. So this is a very important factor when it comes to the qualifiers, particularly what's at stake. World Cup qualification is at stake, and CAF essentially can put whoever they like on these games to sort of pick and choose the results they essentially want to happen. So there's always a bit of suspicions and conspiracies behind the refereeing appointments in Africa. The appointments have been made for Algeria's 2 games. I think the FA will look to try and change these. Whether or not the FAF are successful in changing these is a different story. So it was always going to be difficult to get North African refs, because Algeria are a North African country, so we expected the referees to be from sub-Saharan Africa. There was a rumour of foreign European or South American referees. That hasn't happened in terms of the main referees, so I'll just get straight into it. So first leg, Cameroon-Algeria will be refereed by the Botswana referee Joshua Bondo. Now, we have got a big agenda against Bondo. Bondo is actually appointed to do Algeria Ivory Coast in AFCON, and then we decided to change it. We requested it to be changed, and then we ended up with the South African ref. But I'm really annoyed we haven't got that South African ref. I think it's Victor Gomez, his name. I love him. I think he's a top official in Africa. We haven't got him. We've got Bondo. Now, Bondo did a game in Marrakesh. I don't know if you guys remember it. He did Burkina Faso, Algeria. There was a horror tackle. I think there was a horror tackle on Rami Bensebaini. An injury that left him out for weeks. An injury that I think still affecting him to this day. That somehow a straight red wasn't shown. And we were also denied a stonewall penalty in that Burkina Faso Algeria game in Marrakesh. So Bondo got a bit of an agenda against Algeria, it would seem. So Bondo's going to take charge of the first leg, unless the FA does get it changed successfully. I think it's going to be very difficult to get that changed, but I would love it if that's the case. I think away at Cameroon, with Eto'o, with Song, with Bondo on the field, it's going to be tough. Like, we've got to be careful we don't give the referee a decision to make. For example, no risky 50-50 slide tackles in the box, please, Ben Lamry or Gudiora, because you're going to give the referee a decision to make. Now, the plus side, I suppose, of these games is that VAR will be in use. And the VAR in both these games, actually, will be conducted by European officials. So in the first leg, the VAR officials, that's the guys in the room talking to Bondo in his ear, they are Spanish. So I'm not sure how they're going to communicate, but they're Spanish. So we have Spanish VAR officials, of course, no link to Cameroon or Algeria, you know, both sort of French-speaking countries, so that's nice and neutral. I'm happy with the Spanish VAR, assuming they do their jobs correctly, but of course Bondo will be advised by them to, for example, look at the monitor if possible, but it doesn't mean he has to listen. And VAR is meant to eradicate clear and obvious errors, and I believe Bondo will make clear and obvious errors, so that Spanish VAR will be in use. And in the second leg, at home in Blida, we will have the Gambian official Bakary GASSAMA. Now, GASSAMA is, again, a referee respected by CAF, one of CAF's good referees, allegedly. Did a few games at the recent AFCON. He did the semi-final between Cameroon and Egypt, the game that Egypt won on penalties in the semi-final to actually knock out the hosts. It was GASSAMA that did that. So Bakary GASSAMA will be refereeing the second leg. I prefer GASSAMA to Bondo. I think we have the nicer ref in the nicer tie. So GASSAMA's a very strict ref. He likes to show cards, but he has been known for controversies in the past. And, you know, we know what corruption's like. We hope no corruption takes place in this game. We've also got a Egyptian assistant referee in the second leg. And also I think the fourth official is Tunisian. So there's a couple of North Africans on the officiating panel for the second leg, and VAR in the second leg will be conducted by German officials. So again, no links to sort of French speaking countries. German VAR in the second leg with Gassama on the field. German officiating, always very efficient, very serious, get the job done. Very happy with that. Again, it's just a matter of, will Gassama listen to any advice the Germans put in his ear? So we have Bondo, we have Gassama. I'm worried. I can't lie, I'm worried. Just because of, we've seen, and I'm sure African football fans, we know the influence. And it's not just Algeria. You look at World Cup qualifying, even in the group phase before this, and the award of a penalty to Ghana against South Africa. Never a pen. And some decisions like that, very, very dodgy. We know what things are like. You know, Morocco had 6 games out of 6 at home in the group stage, and now they've got Congo. We know things happen upstairs. Like, we just accept it now as part of the game, unfortunately. I think having VAR and top tier European officials in the VAR is a good step forward, but I don't trust Bondo. The decision to not to send off the guy that hacked Spencer Bainey in the Marrakesh game was a joke. The penalty we didn't get was a joke. He needs to be on his game. Gassama I'm happier with at home. I think with our fans putting pressure, we know our fans are like, Gassama is going to be swayed, heavily influenced by our supporters in Bleeder. We've seen what Belmadi said, what is it, Bombonara, he wants an unreal atmosphere in Bleeder. Any referee refereeing that is going to be affected by the hostile atmosphere. So those are the appointments. Those are my views on the appointments for the Algeria-Cameroon games. Do let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on them, and many of you I'm sure have seen games refereed by Joshua Bondo and Bakary GASSAMA before, so you can let me know your thoughts on those referees in the comments down below. And like I said, guys, what are we now? We're getting ever so closer to these games. What are we, you know, it's just 2 to 3 weeks away now. It's really the nerves are starting to kick in. We're excited for these games, but we're also nervous, and this means a lot to so many people. So thank you guys for watching. If you're enjoying the videos every day, do leave a thumbs up on the video. It does help. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.